The Deep Blue Ocean.
Evelyn found the book already glowing on the nightstand, its brass clasp warm and humming. She nudged Jason.
It's ready.
Jason opened the living world to a page of deep, shimmering blue. The illustration rippled like real water, and a cool salt breeze drifted from the pages. In a heartbeat, the siblings were floating on the surface of an endless ocean, the stars reflected on gentle swells all around them. The ocean, Jason breathed. It covers 71% of Earth's surface and holds about 97% of all the water on our planet, roughly 321 million cubic miles of it. If you flattened out all the land on Earth, the ocean would cover the whole planet in a layer nearly 2 miles deep.
Can we go under? Evelyn asked.
The book pulsed, and they sank below the waves.
The sunlight zone, 0 to 656 feet.
Warm sunlight filtered through the water, painting everything in shades of turquoise and gold. Schools of fish darted past in silver flashes. A sea turtle glided by, its flippers moving in slow, graceful sweeps.
This is the epipelagic zone, the sunlight zone, Jason said. It goes down to about 656 feet. Sunlight reaches here, so tiny organisms called phytoplankton can photosynthesize, just like plants on land.
These microscopic creatures produce over half of all the oxygen on Earth.
Every other breath you take comes from the ocean. These tiny things make our air?
Evelyn stared at the water around her, suddenly realizing it was full of invisible life.
Billions upon billions of them.
And they're the base of the entire ocean food chain. Small animals called zooplankton eat the phytoplankton, small fish eat the zooplankton, bigger fish eat the small fish, and so on all the way up to sharks and whales.
They drifted past a coral reef, a wall of living color, electric purple, fiery orange, neon green.
Jason pointed out that coral reefs are built by tiny animals called polyps, no bigger than a pencil eraser. Each polyp secretes a limestone skeleton, and over thousands of years, millions of these skeletons stack up to form the massive reef structures that provide homes for about 25% of all marine species.
The twilight zone, 656 to 3,280 feet.
As they sank deeper, the light faded to a dim blue glow.
The water grew cold. This is the mesopelagic zone, the twilight zone, Jason said.
Some light filters down here, but not enough for photosynthesis.
The animals here have adapted in amazing ways.
Many are bioluminescent, they produce their own light through chemical reactions in their bodies. Evelyn gasped as a lanternfish drifted past, its belly dotted with tiny blue lights like a string of Christmas bulbs.
A hatchetfish hovered nearby, its flat silver body flashing. Lanternfish are the most abundant vertebrates on Earth, Jason said. There are estimated to be 660 million tons of them.
Every night, they migrate upward to feed near the surface, then swim back down at dawn, the largest animal migration on the planet, happening every single day. The midnight zone, 3,280 to 13,123 feet.
Total darkness.
Not a single photon of sunlight reached here. The water was barely above freezing, and the pressure was crushing hundreds of times greater than at the surface.
This is the bathypelagic zone, the midnight zone, Jason whispered. No sunlight. No plants. The only light comes from bioluminescence. And yet, life thrives here. A giant squid drifted past, its enormous eye the size of a dinner plate scanning the darkness. Its tentacles stretched over 30 feet. Giant squids have the largest eyes of any living animal, Jason said.
They need them to detect the faintest bioluminescent flickers in this pitch-black world.
Down here you also find sperm whales diving to hunt.
They can hold their breath for 90 minutes and dive over 7,000 feet deeper than any other mammal. The abyssal zone, 13,123 to 19,685 feet. They sank further still, into a barren, flat landscape of fine sediment stretching endlessly in every direction, the abyssal plains, the flattest places on Earth.
The abyssopelagic zone, Jason said.
Temperatures hovered just above freezing. Pressure is 300 to 600 times what we feel at the surface.
You'd think nothing could survive, but look over there.
Through the gloom, Evelyn saw towers of black smoke rising from cracks in the ocean floor. These were hydrothermal vents, chimneys where superheated water, up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit, gushed from inside the earth, loaded with minerals. Around the vents, in total darkness, entire ecosystems thrived, giant tube worms 6 feet long, ghostly white crabs, and clams the size of dinner plates. These animals don't need sunlight at all, Jason explained. Special bacteria use the chemicals from the vents as energy, a process called chemosynthesis. It's a completely different way to power life, independent of the sun. Some scientists think life on Earth may have started at vents like these, billions of years ago. The Hadal Zone, below 19,685 feet. The book pulled them to the deepest place on the planet, the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific Ocean. Its deepest point, Challenger Deep, plunges nearly 36,000 feet below the surface, deeper than Mount Everest is tall. The pressure here is over 15,000 pounds per square inch, Jason said. That's like having 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of you. And yet, even here, scientists have found life, tiny shrimp-like amphipods, single-celled organisms, and strange gelatinous fish. Evelyn looked around the silent abyss. More people have been to the moon than to this spot. That's true. Only 3 crewed missions have ever reached Challenger Deep. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own ocean floor. Over 80% of the ocean is still unmapped and unexplored. The book's pages fluttered, and the crushing depths gave way to warm lamplight and soft pillows. Evelyn could still taste salt on her lips. The ocean is like a whole other planet, she said, right here on Earth. And most of it is still a mystery, Jason replied, closing the brass clasp. Good night, deep blue ocean. Good night, giant squid. Good night, glowing fish.